Welcome to Sudbury Sports Unbiased, your source for no-spin coverage on the Sudbury Wolves, Sudbury 5, Sudbury Cyclones, and Sudbury Cubs, with Rick and Craig. Hello, sports fans. Craig here, and today we're going to take a break from soccer. We're going to do a hockey podcast on our favorite local junior team, the Sudbury Wolves. Specifically, we're going to look at the draft prospects for all of the draft-eligible players owned by the Sudbury Wolves. Rob Papineau has been beating the drum in the local newspaper, using team sycophant writer Ben Leeson as his scribe. But here's what I find with this group. This group is made of almost 100% pyrite. So we're going to review each and every person, and we're going to give you our evaluation. I'm going to take off my fan hat for this, and I'm going to look at this from a scouting perspective. And that means I'm looking at this from a different lens and using different tools. And I will describe them as we go along. The first eligible Wolves draftee is goaltender Bjorn Brones, 19-year-old goaltender out of Illinois. Brones had a decent year for the Wolves in his rookie campaign. He had an .894 save percentage, and he won 12 games. 19-year-old goaltenders, that means he's been bypassed once. He played in front of a very poor defense, but frankly, Brones did not grab the number one goaltending job. He was struggling with it throughout the season with Paolo Frasca. Not a starting goaltender, not assured of a starting spot next season, and I just don't think he's going to be looked at by NHL teams. Let's move on to the defense, and we're going to come up with a bit of an unusual name who didn't see that much action here in Sudbury, and the name is Finn Kearns. Finn Kearns is a big lad. He's listed at 6'3", 212 pounds. I think that 212 pounds was about 2 years ago, because he looks to have gotten significantly bigger. Finn Kearns had a good season with St. Andrews College. He was the team captain, 17 goals, 23 assists, 40 points in 53 games. With the Wolves in 15 games in the regular season, 1 assist. With the Wolves in the playoffs, 4 games, 1 assist. Finn Kearns is a fine defenseman. He's very physical. He plays the game ruggedly, and that's fine. Here is the big problem I have with Finn Kearns, and that is that Finn Kearns lacks mobility. You look at defense all through the National Hockey League, and what is being asked for more and more? Mobile defenders who can move the puck. Finn Kearns, he's a throwback defenseman. Useful guy to have on your team, maybe a 6th, 7th guy up the ladder, but I don't see this guy getting drafted. Best thing that Finn Kearns could do, come to Sudbury, have a good season, go to the NCAA and develop. He will not be selected by NHL teams. The Wolves have 3 forwards that are eligible to be drafted, and let's start with Ethan Dean. Ethan Dean was a second-round pick of the Wolves a couple of years ago. In his second stint with the team, he had 6 goals and 9 assists for 15 points. He was named the team's most improved player. That tells you something there, because frankly, if I had 15 points and I was awarded the most improved player, I'd give the trophy back because I'd be too embarrassed to take it. Ethan Dean, decent player. There is absolutely no chance that an NHL team will draft this player. He has been a colossal disappointment. Following up on the forward core, it's Blake Clayton. Blake Clayton, 9 goals, 19 assists for the Wolves last season. 68 minutes in penalties, 68 games. Clayton, good checker, decent penalty killer, very little offense. I'm sorry, folks, but NHL teams don't draft 9 goal scoring juniors. You score 9 in juniors, that is a red flag. He just doesn't have the offensive chops. He doesn't have the skating, and he has no dominant skills whatsoever. This is what NHL teams are looking for when they draft players. And Blake Clayton, he will not be drafted by an NHL team. The next player that the Wolves have available for draft is Vladimir Provorov. Vladimir Provorov was a 17-year-old. He was drafted in the 2nd round last year by the Wolves. To call Vladimir Provorov's first season in Sudbury a disappointment would be an understatement. It would be kind, because Vladimir Provorov in the first half of the season, he was absolutely invisible. He looked lost. He improved somewhat in the second half of the season, and his season totals 7 goals, 19 assists, 26 points. He will not be drafted in the NHL draft. This guy is a horrendous defensive player. He has no idea about how to play defense or to execute his defensive responsibilities. Again, 7 goal scorers. They're not on the radar for NHL teams. This guy is also as soft as a bag of marshmallows, and NHL teams will not take him. They won't care that Ivan Provorov is his older brother. He just will be shunned. He'll be shunned like a communicable disease. He needs to come back in Sudbury as an 18-year-old, and he needs to have a tremendous season. He wants to play in the NCAA for Ohio State in 2027, 2028. The way he's going, he is going nowhere close to Ohio State. The only way he's going to get in is as a student. So let's look to the 3 players that may have a realistic chance of being drafted out of the Sudbury Wolves organization. Let's start with Rowan Henderson. Now look, Rowan Henderson, and I'm a big fan of the guy. He's a good player. He has excellent speed. He's a great skater. He's a good penalty killer. His offensive stats, modest. 12 goals, 20 assists, 32 points. And Rowan Henderson, he makes some great plays. He gets good chances. Here's his problem. He cannot finish the chances that he gets. 12 goal scorers, I'm sorry, that doesn't cut it in the NHL draft. Yes, he's got some skill. Maybe he'll come around next year, but I don't think he will be drafted. I'd like to see it, but I think there's going to be too much competition and probably guys that NHL scouts value more with more projectability as well as raw hockey ability. The next player we're going to look at is J.C. Lemieux. J.C. Lemieux came over in a mid-season trade with the Windsor Spitfires, and J.C. Lemieux looked good. 25 points in 23 games. He also missed 12 games due to injury, and this has been a problem for J.C. Lemieux. J.C. Lemieux has had a problem staying healthy. And this is one of the things that scouts look at. Is this guy available? Is this guy going to post every night? And is he able to play through injuries? And I don't know if that's the case. I'll tell you what I think about J.C. Lemieux. He is soft, very soft. And I don't think that's an endearing quality when it comes to NHL scouts. He is also a very poor defensive player. He needs to improve his play without the puck. If he can't do that, he won't even get a sniff moving forward. But the biggest knock I have on J.C. Lemieux is I look at him and I look at him from a scouting perspective, and I ask myself this question quite seriously. How does J.C. Lemieux project moving forward? Now, understand when I ask that question, this is not a simple yes or no he projects or no he doesn't. We're in junior hockey. So there's 3 levels to get to where he wants to go. The NCAA, minor pro hockey, and then the show, the NHL. So ask yourself this question. How do you project J.C. Lemieux going up in the NCAA? Well, I think he might be able to handle that. I think he would be a good university player, probably a good addition to a program. But when we move up to the AHL, I don't know. I just don't see J.C. Lemieux as being on the radar. And the problem is he doesn't have a dominant skill. He's a good skater. He has good forechecking ability. He can score goals. He can make plays, but he has no outstanding skill. There's nothing about J.C. Lemieux that bounces off the page and says, I must draft this guy. Now, I realize that he is projected as a 5th-round pick in the NHL draft. And I ask myself this question many times about J.C. Lemieux. Would I draft him? And my answer, and I realize this won't be popular, but I'm not here to be popular. The answer is no, I would not draft J.C. Lemieux because J.C. Lemieux doesn't project moving forward. NHL general managers want players that project, want players that they can say to themselves, yes, I can foresee this player in 2, 3, 4 years coming up to the major league team, helping the team, and being a contributing player. I just don't see that for J.C. Lemieux. And then we have one last wolf to consider, and that's Adam Nemec. Adam Nemec had a good season when he came here to Sudbury. He averaged over a point a game. Most of his point production, however, was on the power play. And that is a concern because I don't know how good a player Adam Nemec is going to be projecting on a 5-on-5 basis. Adam Nemec is a good skater. He's got good size. He's going to fill out. He's 176 pounds. If he plays professional hockey and when he plays, he's going to have to fill out. He's going to have to become 190 pounds, 195 pounds, and that's without losing any of his speed. He's a good skater. He can be opportunistic. He knows how to create opportunities. He is ranked as number 29 on NHL Central Scouting. That is far too high for this player. Adam Nemitz is a poor defensive player, and he needs to improve his game without the puck. This is what NHL teams are looking for. This guy is a winger, so he's going to go up and down the ice. He's going to have to win battles in corners. He's going to have to work against defensemen to retrieve and to obtain the puck. And this is what they're looking for in Adam Nemitz. Do I think Adam Nemitz will be drafted? Adam Nemitz will be drafted. Will he be drafted number 29 overall? No, he will not. That is far too high for this player. Adam Nemitz, to me, is a late second round, perhaps early third round pick. He's a good player, and he will be selected, but he needs to understand something. He needs to work at his game. His older brother, Simon, better player, more well-rounded, and that's why he made the big leagues at a relatively early age. Everything that Adam Nemitz is going to get from his hockey career, he's going to have to work very hard for. Having said that, I want to wish all of the Wolves' prospective drafted players a lot of luck, and I want to see them on the draft board, but I'm giving you my honest evaluation, putting my scouting hat on, and looking at these players I think as NHL general managers would look at these players. If you like what you're hearing, hit like and subscribe. And now I will tell you our secret sauce. Let the sports be with you.